Our dear candidates, allow me to welcome you to this wonderful moment of learning. Once again, English. But to start with, let me take you through the correction of the number you did last time. Remember, you looked at the use of or else, and I believe you did wonderfully. But let's take through number one. The questions are read. If you don't read the instructions, you will misfire the questions. Remember, you looked at how to use or else, and you said it is used to give advice, to give warning to someone. Meaning, you look at the condition, the advice, and the possible outcome. And for this case, the outcome is a negative one if the given condition is not fulfilled. Here it is. If you don't read the instructions, you will misfire the questions. Our condition here is to read the instructions, and the outcome is misfiring the answer, the questions. Our answer will be, you must read the instructions, or else you will misfire the questions. Here we've used must as a word used to give advice. We can also use should. Someone may say, you should read the instructions or else you will misfire the questions. Any of those two are correct. Number two, if Katie does not pay the registration fee, she won't sit PLE this year. Katie must pay registration fee. That is our condition. Then the outcome, if this is not done, she won't sit PLE this year. Our answer will stand as Katie should pay the registration fee or else she won't sit PLE this year. I believe you're getting the right answers. Here you should look here. We've taken should, and yet another person may take must. All are correct. Thank you for that. Number three, Anisha will lose marks if she does not punctuate her work. What do we tell Anisha? We are advising her to punctuate her work. If she doesn't do that, of course she will lose marks. So our answer stands as Anisha must punctuate. Anisha must punctuate her work, or else she will lose marks. Anisha must punctuate her work, or else if she does not, remember a warning, a precaution. If she does not, she will lose marks. Number four, we shall contract coronavirus if we do not sanitize regularly. This is very true, and I encourage you to take this seriously. What is our answer saying? We should sanitize regularly, or else we shall contract coronavirus. This is our answer. One can say, we must, and you continue. Let's look at number next. David should make a holiday plan in order to benefit from his holidays. David should make a holiday plan in order to benefit from his holidays. The advice is, David should make a holiday plan. If David doesn't make a holiday plan, he will not benefit from the holidays. So our answer will stand as David should make a holiday plan, or else, if not so, if he doesn't, he will not benefit from his holidays. That is our answer. Then number 6 says, tomorrow, I hope tomorrow you're there. Tomorrow will not post her letter if she does not buy a stamp, a postage stamp. Yes. So what is the advice here? We are advising Timora to buy a postage stamp in order for her to post her letter. If she does not buy a postage stamp, she will not post her letter. So our answer will stand as Timora must buy a postage stamp, or else she will not post her letter. One can say Timora should buy a postage stamp, or else she will not post her letter. Look at number 7. Number 7 has a similarity with number 1. We're going to realize this. Write neatly, or else your work will not be marked. Write neatly, or else your work will not be marked. Here we're giving instruction. The one we're giving to is not mentioned. Or we're saying write neatly. One would say, you write neatly. But for this we're saying write neatly. Our answer will stand as write neatly, or else your work will not be marked. We can also say, now if we are given the word you, we can bring back the word must. You must write neatly, or else your work will not be marked. The moment we bring you here, we must bring one of these two words, must or should. I hope that point is taken clearly. And that was our last number. Before that, the first lesson that we posted, we gave you, one of you asked a very wonderful question. This was Nkonge Shahiri. Nkonge Shahiri asked us, saying, teacher, what if I use look forward in this way? We look forward to dance at the party. Will I be right or I will be wrong? Let's take it as a serious point. We say look forward. Look forward is followed by a preposition to. And what Nkonge is asking is entirely embedded inside this preposition to. This preposition commands us to follow this structure with a verb in ing. For example, we look forward to dancing. That is the first point. We look forward to dancing. We can also follow it with a noun phrase. We can also follow it with a noun phrase. What do I mean a noun phrase? I have an example. Christmas party, birthday party. That is a noun phrase. I can say, I look forward to my birthday party. I look forward to my birthday party. To my birthday party. So you realize that what comes after to is a verb from a noun phrase or a verb in a continuous tense. So, you will not be correct to say we look forward to dance. Or we shall say we look forward to dancing at the party. I believe that point is taken. For that case, I now welcome you to this wonderful time to learn for this day. And what we're going to learn is something good enough for us that can keep us busy practicing our English. What is it? Use of one or two in one. In spite. Use of in spite. Use of in spite of, or use of despite. The fact. So the first point I want us to take right away from now is that the word in spite is written as three separate words, in spite of. And that's our first point. In spite of, in spite of, in spite of is written as three separate words. It will be wrong for you to write in spite of as one word, like for example, in spite. In spite. This is our concern. This will be very wrong. You are supposed to separate the words. That is the first point we're taking as a serious thing. Then, when do we use in spite and despite? These two words are used to help us point out in a given sentence. We have two phrases. The first phrase gives us the fact, the real happening, that would lead us to its possible expected outcome. But on our sad note, the outcome is not seen as expected. That is how and when we use in spite or despite. So we shall say we use in spite or despite. We use in spite. Be careful when writing the word in spite. We use in spite or despite. We use in spite or despite to show in a sentence we use in spite or despite in the sentence which are contrasting, in a sentence with two contrasting statements. In fact, that is it. In a sentence with two contrasting statements. These can be phrases. I can give an example. Jimmy is very smart. Jimmy is very smart. He didn't win the competition. Let me remove this since it's no longer our part. This one is done. I believe you're marked. That's very okay. I want to talk about the contrast. We have it here. Jimmy is very smart. He didn't win the competition. So we see Jimmy being very smart. What do we expect afterward? We expect him to win the competition. But what happened? He didn't. So, not winning the competition is contradicting with the first given statement. That's when we use in spite or despite. Now, we want to take the key points. In spite. I want to show the difference between the two. In spite takes the preposition of. In spite takes the preposition. Which preposition is that? Of. Takes preposition of. And is joined with the fact. This is the fact that happened. Our major point, our emphasis on the preposition of. What we're saying is that in spite takes preposition of. That's to say, in spite of the fact. That is, in spite of the fact that. Then you continue with the rest of the words. Our emphasis on the word of. That is one key thing we should take. That's when we're using the word in spite. What about when we're using despite? Despite doesn't take the preposition preposition of. This one here. This of is not supposed to be seen in your sentence if you are writing using despite. Yet it is joined, but joined with the fact. Members, are we there? Let's get this seriously. What are we saying? Despite does not take the preposition of, and yet in spite takes the preposition of. So it will be right for one to say in spite of the fact that. Then using despite, we shall say despite of the fact that. We shall say despite of, no, despite the fact that. Despite the fact that. The fact that. Then you continue with the rest of the sentence. This is the point I want us to take seriously. Despite doesn't take the fact, and yet in spite in spite doesn't take the preposition of, and yet in spite takes preposition of. But they are all followed with the fact that. Now, what does this mean? We shall have a sentence with two phrases. One is the fact, that which happened. Then, unexpected outcome will come on the other side of our sentence. Let's look at this through examples. I know you're good at listening and you're eager to learn. Let's look at examples of that. I have it here. The candidate worked very hard. Examples. 1. The candidates worked very hard. The candidates worked very hard. Now, if they worked very hard, of course, we expect them to, excel in their performance. That's our expectation. But there is something that happened. We don't know what happened. We only saw these people not succeeding. They didn't pass. The candidates worked very hard. They did not get a first grade. They did not get a first grade. They did not get a first grade. So here we see, after working very hard, we expect them to get first grades, but not even one was good. So we realize that this sentence is contradicting with the work given. These children worked very hard, and so they expect to get good grades. So the contrast is here, not getting a first grade. How do we use our despite? We said our despite is followed by the fact. What is the fact here? The truth. The candidates worked very hard. So we shall say, when using, let's first start with it, in spite. In spite. What does it take? Of. In spite of the fact that the candidates the candidates, I know you're murmuring, coming up with the answer which is right. In spite of the fact that the candidates worked, how did they work? Very hard. Very hard. This is the fact. We separate these two phrases with the help of a comma. Take note of that. In spite of the fact that the candidates worked very hard, what comes after this is unexpected outcome. What is that? They did not get a first grade. So it comes. They, remember, this the power of a comma will allow us change the capital letter T of this word into a small one since we're joining. So it is here. We shall have it as they did not get first grade. First grade. At this time, I know you can come up with sentences. You are thinking in the right way now. All I want from your sentence is the true or the true point or action. We came very early. We didn't find a teacher in class. We came very early, expecting to find a teacher in class, but did not see a teacher. We eat very well, meaning we expect us to be staying in a healthy state, health condition. But what happens? We are the visitors every day in the hospital. Despite the fact that we eat very well, that is the condition, the fact. Then the other part comes. Now, that has been our first example, but the key point to note is we want to check that you've written in spite of the fact as well separated as it is, and you follow the other order of the despite. Look at part B. You want to use the word despite. Despite has the same appearance, only that it doesn't take off. We shall say, despite the fact that the candidates worked. How did they work? Very hard. Worked very hard. Function comes there. Worked very hard. They did not. What did they get? They did not get a first grade. Function the work well. That's what we expect. When you're asked to use despite at the start, this is what we expect to see. Where we separate the two phrases with a comma, and the key points of the despite and in spite must be followed. That is what we expect of you. Let you know this, that we can even use in spite within the sentence. How do we go about that? I want to give it as A, Roman 1. What do you use? Here we have used despite, in spite. In spite at the start. Here we have used despite at the start. Now I want to use in spite within the sentence. Within the sentence. How shall we go about that? Nothing is going to change with the principles. We're just going to get to know that what follows in spite is the fact. Then unexpected outcome we shall put here. Because our principle says in spite is followed by the fact. Let's have it written. It is now very easy. What is that? Despite the fact. This is our, it comes as we shall say, candidates work very hard. Candidates work very hard. That's our fact. Do we want it here? No. What we expect here is unexpected outcome. What is that? They did not get a first grade. But we can't begin with the word they when the exact noun is given. So we shall say the candidates. The candidates, what shall we say? The candidates did not get a first grade in spite of the fact that they worked very hard. Wonderful. Our answer will stand as the candidates did not get a first grade. This is our unexpected outcome. Then we join with the given structure. In spite. In spite is followed by of the fact. In spite of the fact. Let's have it here. In spite of the fact of the fact that, what is that fact? They worked very hard. They worked. How did they work? Very hard. That is what we expect. Let me make you know this. The candidates did not get a first grade. Is our unexpected outcome, in spite of the fact that they worked very hard. We are surprised. What went wrong? And I believe some of you are working very hard. Should this happen with you next time? Parents will keep asking questions. What happened? What happened is, we have the given work, the work is done, but the expectation is negative. We use that structure there. I want to take you through the next example. I can say, example number 2. I believe with this, we shall have got the right thing for us to go with. I believe you went to a tour. And who are these? They went for a tour. Who are these? The pupils. I can say the pupils went for a tour. Which tour and where? The pupils, we use this. The pupils, the pupils, the pupils, the pupils. What do I have? The pupils went to Queen. You can finish the other part. Queen, yes, Elizabeth National Game Park. National Game Park. Yes, that is the truth. That is the truth. The pupils went to Queen Elizabeth National Game Park. What do we expect them to do there? To see the animals. But what happened? They did not see any animal. This is funny. They went to National Game Park with intention of seeing the animals. But what happened? Could be they went at the wrong time. Maybe animals were already not outside, and so on. So we have it here. Our unexpected thing is here. Pupils not seeing any animal. And we're asked to use in spite. At the start, yes, what shall we say? I know you can now try. We shall say, in spite of the fact. What follows? This is the fact that the pupils, what did they do? Went to Queen Elizabeth National Game Park. Queen Elizabeth National Game Park. National Game Park. National Game Park. What happened after that? Game Park. What happened? What comes here is a punctuation mark. In spite of the fact that the pupils went to Queen Elizabeth National Game Park, unexpected outcome comes after that. They did not see any animal. This is it. This is the unexpected outcome, not seeing the animal. And so we say this happening is contradicting with the action, the truth. So this one we use in spite of, despite the fact, on sentences which are contradicting in their happenings. Now, after explaining this, the thing is simple. Get to know when we use despite, What are the expectations? Do we expect or despite? No. In fact, we use the word in spite of. First key thing, 3 separate words. And when you're writing this, make sure you get to know this. Don't squeeze this. Function them very well. And you know that in spite is followed by the fact. Just like despite is also followed by the fact. And you follow the examples. At this time, with the little you have seen, I believe you've been keen enough and you have learned a lot. How will I check you? There is some work I've given to you just after this video. Make sure you do it and you be ready and check next time as we go through the correction. Otherwise, from me to you is